everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here again. How are you? I hope you're doing good. So let's dive straight into our topic. I think that some people never heal because they don't actually want to do the work, and it's not even about not knowing how. It's that healing means change, and a lot of people are just not ready for that. Like, let's be real, healing isn't just moving on or forgetting the past. It's looking at yourself, at your patterns, at your choices, and actually fixing the way you think and react. And that's uncomfortable. It's so much easier to just say I'm like this because of what happened to me, instead of saying I need to stop repeating the same mistakes. You ever see someone who always ends up in toxic relationships, and they're always like, why does this always happen to me? But then they keep choosing the same type of person. That's exactly what I mean. Like, some people stay in pain because it's familiar. They hold on to their struggles like it's part of their identity, and that's exactly why they never heal. Because healing isn't just about time passing, it's about actually doing something different, thinking differently, and making better choices. And some people just aren't ready to do that. And you know what else? Some people never heal because they're waiting for something that's never gonna happen. Like, they're waiting for an apology, for closure, or for someone to admit that they were wrong. Like, that's the missing piece that's gonna magically fix everything. My baby, let me tell you something. Most of the time, that apology, it's not coming. That person who hurt you, they've probably moved on, living their best life, not even thinking about you. And even if they did apologize, then what? What changed? Nothing, literally nothing, unless you decide to move forward. Like, people waste years, literally years, holding on to pain because they think they need some kind of final conversation, some amount of justice before they can let go. My baby, healing doesn't come from other people. It's something you decide to do it for yourself, whether you get closure or not. Like, think about it. How many people out there are still mad about something that happened 5 or 10 years ago, and they still carrying it like it just happened yesterday? And the problem is, the person who hurt them might not even remember their name. That's why some people stay stuck forever, because they're out here waiting for like the peace to come from the outside, while it was always something they had to create from the inside. And some people never heal because they don't let themselves feel what they have to feel. Like, instead of dealing with their emotions, they just distract themselves. They stay busy, they jump into new relationships, they act like nothing bothers them, but deep down, all that pain is still there, just sitting waiting to come out. And it will come out one way or another. Maybe in the way they push good people away, maybe in the way they can't stay alone with their own thoughts and emotions without feeling like they're gonna lose it. You ever meet someone who's always running from one thing to the next, always needing to be around people, always needing noise? Yeah, like, that's not just how they are, that's avoidance. And the thing about avoiding your emotions is that it doesn't make them go away, it just delays the breakdown, because at some point you're gonna have to sit with yourself, and the longer you wait, the worse it hits. That's why healing isn't just about moving on or keeping yourself busy. It's about actually processing what happened, actually letting yourself feel it, so you can really be free from it. And a lot of people never heal because they locally don't want to. Like, they say they do, but deep down they kind of like being the victim, because when you're the victim, you don't have to take responsibility. Everything is always someone else's fault. Life did you wrong, people did you dirty, and now you get to sit in that pain and use it as an excuse for why you can't move forward. But I'm not saying people don't go through real painful things. Like, of course they do, but at some point you have to ask yourself, am I actually trying to heal, or am I just holding on to this because it's comfortable? Listen, healing requires effort. It means letting go of the past, and some people don't want to let go. They don't know who they are without the story of being hurt. And honestly, I get it, because when you've been through a lot, your pain becomes familiar. It's like your safety net. Like, who are you without it? And that's where people get stuck, because instead of stepping into the unknown and actually healing, they stay in the same cycle, telling the same story, blaming the same person, making the same excuses, because as long as they're the victim, they have never to be the one to change, you know? I'm gonna give you another example about some kind of person that I know. Some people don't heal because they don't even realize that they are the main problem. They're always like, everyone betrays me, nobody treats me right, I always get hurt. But at some point, if the same thing keeps happening over and over again, you gotta ask yourself, is it really just bad luck, or is there something in me that I need to fix? Because it's easier to say everyone else is the problem than to admit that maybe I ignore red flags, maybe I let the wrong people sit in my life, maybe I expect love from people who are incapable of giving it. But if you never check yourself, you're gonna stay in the same cycle forever. Like, think about it, there are people out here who keep attracting the same kind of toxic relationships, and instead of stopping to ask, why do I keep choosing this, they just blame the other person every time. And listen, yeah, like, some people are just bad for you, but if you keep ending up in the same situations, there's something you need to work on. Maybe your boundaries, maybe your self-worth, maybe it's learning to be alone so you stop settling for the first person who gives you attention. Because if you never take that step back and actually look at yourself, nothing is going to change. And that's why some people never heal, because healing isn't just about like what happened to you, it's about how you respond to it. And there are some people who never heal because they're always surrounded by the wrong people. Like, you can't grow in the same environment that broke you. A lot of people don't even realize that they're trying to heal while still keeping toxic people in their life. They still entertaining the same negativity, still listening to the same voices that keep them stuck, and they keep wondering why they feel drained all the time. Of course you're gonna feel that way. Like, how you're supposed to move forward when you're still surrounded by the people who pull you back? Like, you ever see someone trying so hard to change, trying to do better for themselves, and the people around them start making fun of them, like saying things like, oh, you think you're better than us now, something like that. And that's exactly where certain people get stuck. Because healing isn't just about fixing yourself, it's about changing your environment too. And that's hard, because cutting people off or distancing yourself from certain friends, or like realizing that some relationships can come with you to the next version of yourself, it's not easy. Okay, we all know that it's not easy, but it's necessary. Because the truth is, like, not everyone wants to see you heal. Because some people benefit from you staying broken. They like you better when you're insecure, when you doubt yourself, when you keep running back to them for validation, for example. So if you're really serious about healing, you gotta look around and ask yourself, are the people in my life helping me grow, or are they keeping me stuck? Because sometimes healing isn't just about what you do, it's about who you let go of. And I noticed that some people never heal because they turn healing into aesthetic instead of actually doing the work. Like, you ever see people in TikTok, for example, who post like all the time the self-care stuff, meditation, lighting candles, taking cute little walks, but deep down they're still the same, still reacting the same way, still stuck in the same cycles. That's because healing isn't just about looking like you're healing, it's about actually changing the way you react, the way you respond, the way you move. But a lot of people get caught up in the idea of healing instead of the reality, because the reality is uncomfortable, it's messy, it's not always aesthetic. Sometimes healing is crying over the things you thought you were over. Sometimes it's just realizing you were the problem in a situation where you swore you were the victim. Sometimes it's just sitting in silence with yourself alone and finally admitting to yourself what you've been avoiding. But people don't post that part. They just post the soft healing, bubble bath, matcha latte, new look, and like all that is cool. But if you're not facing yourself, you're not healing. You're just decorating your pain. And that's why a lot of people don't grow, because they want healing to be pretty, when in reality, like, real healing is about doing the ugly work, the work no one claps for, and the work no one sees. And I totally get it if you want to go with that fake it until you make it mentality. Like, that's cool. It's really cool to post all self-care stuff and show the world that you're doing better, even if you're still working on it. But social media, for me, it's a highlight reel. And if you want to share your cute little healing moments, go for it, I'm with you. But here's the thing, when it comes down to actually solving what's going on in your life, you can't just pretend. You gotta take the time you need away from the camera, away from TikTok, away from all the social media, away from pressure to look like you've got it all together. Healing takes time, and you don't owe anyone an instant I'm fine act. You gotta sit with yourself, you gotta sit with your feelings, feel the discomfort and the messiness, the raw emotions, because avoiding them is not going to fix anything. It's not gonna change something. And I get it, sometimes it feels easier to just act like you're good, but a real healing comes when you actually feel it, work through it, and give yourself permission to not have it all figured out. It's about being real with yourself, even when no one's is watching, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's gotta face yourself. And some people never heal because they're stuck on revenge. Like, they think that getting back to the same person person hurt them once is the key to moving forward, but all that will just keep you tied to the past. You can't tell if you're always looking over your shoulders hoping someone gets what's coming to them. And I get it, maybe it feels good in the moment to imagine putting someone in their place or giving them a taste of their own medicine, but in the long run it's only drain you. Like, the more energy you put into holding onto that anger, the less energy you have for your own healing. Like, you're giving that person power over you even when they don't deserve it. Listen to me. Once you finally let go of that grudge, that's when you actually start to heal. You're free from the weight of revenge, and suddenly you've got to focus on yourself. Like, you have the time to focus on yourself. It's like you've been carrying a backpack full of bricks this whole time, and when you finally let it go, you realize how much lighter you feel. Because healing isn't just about moving on, not about getting even. The sooner you realize that, the sooner you can really start letting go of all that baggage. Here is another one. Some people never heal because they're constantly living in the past. Like, they're always replaying old situations, old conversations, old memories, old mistakes over and over in their mind. And you know the type of, like, they can't let go of what happened last year, last month, or even years ago. They're still holding on to that one time someone hurt them, or that thing they should have said something but they didn't. And like, I get it, it's hard. I think we all get that, because it's hard to move on when you feel like something was left unresolved. But here's the thing, the past is done. It's already happened. No amount of overthinking, no amount of wishing things were different is going to change it. Because it's like trying to drive forward while staring in the rearview mirror the whole time. You're going to crash. So you've got to stop replaying those old stories. Stop giving them so much power over you now. Like, we all know that it's tough. It's tempting to keep going back there. But true healing comes when you make the choice to stop letting all those stuffs or the past moments define who you are today. You get to decide who you are now and who you're becoming, not the version of you that's stuck back there. Because if you're constantly living in the past, it's hard to show up for yourself in the present. So you've got to let go of that emotional weight and free up your energy to focus on what you can actually change. Your future, the most important thing. It's all about moving forward, and it's way easier to move forward when you're not carrying the past with you everywhere you go. I just remember another reason why some people never heal is because they're too attached to being a victim. It's like they've built this identity around what happened to them, and they hold onto it so tightly that they don't even know who they are without it, you know? And I get it, it's easy to fall into that mindset, especially when life's thrown you some serious curveball. But I want to tell you something. Holding on to that victim mentality is just going to keep you stuck in the past, and it will just stop you from moving forward. Because at some point you have to make a choice to stop letting your past define you. You have to decide that you're not going to stay stuck in the story of what happened to you. You're stronger than the circumstances that tried to break you. You're capable of way more than just playing the victim. I'm not saying what happened to you wasn't real or that you shouldn't feel what you felt. It's just that you can't stay in that space forever. Because healing comes when you let go of that victim role and step into your power. It's about saying, yeah, it hurt me, it sucked, but it doesn't owe me anything. You can't change what happened to you, but you can choose how you move forward. And that's where healing starts, when you stop holding onto that identity and start focusing on who you want to be next. And that's where the real progress happens. So yeah, sometimes people never really heal because they get stuck replaying old hurts over and over. Like, they hold onto these memories like they're part of who they are, even though it just drags them down, you know? So instead of facing what happened and deciding to move on, they let that pain control their day-to-day life. It's not about forgetting everything, but about choosing not to let the past rule your present. It might feel hard to let go at first, and sure, there might be days when it feels so hard. That's normal. Like, step by step, you can start to focus on what's happening right now instead of what's already behind you. You don't have to share every detail or pretend like nothing hurts you. It's about taking a moment to breathe, being honest with yourself, and gradually turning that energy into something positive. When you decide that enough is enough, you realize that every small step forward is a win, and that choice is totally yours. Trust that you've got what it takes to move on, like one day at a time, because healing isn't something that happens overnight, but there are definitely ways to make it a little easier on yourself. So here are some tips that I used in the past that can help you to get there. First things first, let yourself feel it. I know it sounds like something you've heard a million times, but you gotta sit with yourself. You gotta sit with your feelings. It's not about pushing them down or ignoring them, because sometimes you just need to cry. Sometimes you need to scream. Sometimes you need to just be pissed off, you know? And it's okay. Don't be afraid to feel all of it. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, but it's how you process and get to the other side. Second thing, stop pretending like you're fine when you're not, because people love to post their I'm okay moments on social media and act like they've got it all together. But real talk, If you're hurting, it's okay to admit it. The I'm fine act is exhausting and it won't get you anywhere. So let go of the idea that you need to be strong all the time. Just give yourself permission to not be okay for a bit. Let go of the past. Now that one is huge. I know it's not easy, and trust me, it takes time. But you can't keep holding on to past hurts and letting it define who you are right now. Whatever happened before is in the past, and while it shaped you, it doesn't have to control you anymore. Think of it like this. You can learn from it, okay? But you can't keep living in it. Letting go is how you free yourself. One of the most important things, change your environment. Why you're afraid of losing people? Why? I really enjoy losing people. If you're surrounded by toxic people or negative energy, your healing process is gonna feel way harder. Sometimes you need to cut out the people who drag you down. If they are not lifting you up, if they are not helping you grow, then maybe it's time to rethink those relationships. It's tough, I know, but the people around you play a huge role in your healing. So surround yourself with people who want to see you win and support your growth, because sometimes healing starts with who you let into your life. This is something people struggle with. You need to know what you will and won't accept, because boundaries are a form of self-respect. Don't let people walk all over you or constantly put you in situations that drain your energy. It's okay to say no. It's okay to prioritize yourself, because healing means learning how to protect your peace. I know it may feel like the last thing you want to do or you want to hear when you're hurt, but exercise can really help. It doesn't have to be anything. It's just like, just go for a walk, do some stretching, go to the gym if you can. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good too. Give yourself time, because one of the hardest things is realizing that healing isn't instant. You can't rush it. It takes as long as it takes, and sometimes you will have days where it feels like you've taken a few steps backward, and that's okay. It's really normal. Progress is not always linear, but as long as you're doing the work, even if it's slow, you're still moving forward. And sometimes healing comes when you connect with what makes you feel alive. It could be a passion, a hobby, a creative outlet, doing your prayers, reading your Quran, reading your Bible, like anything that makes you feel like yourself again. That's where you start rediscovering joy and peace, like just little by little. Don't wait for healing to happen before you start doing things you love, because sometimes the things you do bring you the healing you didn't even know you needed. Practicing gratitude. Like, I get it, when you're in pain it's hard to find things to be thankful for, but try, like just try. Start small with little things like your morning coffee or a friend reaching out. Like, gratitude has this way of shifting your focus from what's wrong to what's still right in your life. It's not about ignoring the bad stuff, but it's about reminding yourself that there is still light in the darkness. Forgive, even if it's just for yourself. And I know that one is tough. It's not about excusing what someone did to you, but forgiveness is a key to healing. Not for them, but for yourself, because holding on to anger or grudge only keeps you stuck. So letting go doesn't mean you're saying what happened was okay. It just means you're choosing to stop letting it control your emotions. It frees you, and you deserve to let go of that weight. Listen, part of healing is learning to own your story, no matter how messy or painful it may be. That means accepting the part of your past that hurt you, the mistakes you've made, the heartbreak, the failures, everything. It's yours. No one can take that away from you. The more you own it, the more you stop letting it define you in a negative way, you know? So your past is just a chapter in your book, not the whole story. So just close that book. Let it go. Stop comparing yourself to others. Look, it's really easy to scroll through social media or talk to friends and feel like everyone has it together, that they're healing faster or they're handling their stuff better than you. But guess what? No one has it figured out. Trust me, even if it looks like they do, because your journey is your own, and comparing your process to someone else only makes it harder for you. You're not in a race, you're in process. Understand that your pain is part of your growth. I know it sounds like some cliche, but it's actually true, because sometimes the hardest experiences are the ones that make you stronger. Like, when you go through things that shake you to your core, you come out the other side different, not necessarily weaker, but more resilient maybe. You learn more about who you are, what you're capable of, and what really matters to you. Get comfortable with not being uncomfortable. Listen, healing isn't always like that warm feeling, okay? Sometimes it's uncomfortable, it's confusing, and even like downright scary. But you can't grow if you're constantly avoiding discomfort. Healing involves sitting with all those tough emotions, sadness, anger, confusion, all of them, and allowing yourself to feel them. Like, the more you resist feeling uncomfortable, the longer it will take for you to heal. So embrace the discomfort. It's just like a part of the process. I'm talking with the girls. know your worth. Please know your worth. Stop settling, whether it's in relationships, work, or even your personal life. Stop settling for less than what you deserve. If someone or something doesn't bring you peace, joy, or growth, it's time to let it go. You don't have to keep people around you or in your life just because they've been there for a long time or because you feel guilty. Life is too short to stay in situations that drain you. You can't heal if you're surrounded by things and people that hold you back. Have fun. I know this sounds a bit out of place when you're dealing with tough things, but laughter is powerful. Trust me. Like sometimes a good laugh with friends, watching a funny show can actually lift your spirit and give your mind a break from the weight of all of that. You don't have to be serious all the time, because healing doesn't mean being somber or sad all the time or all the day. Sometimes the healing comes when you can let go and find joy in the little moments. You have to find peace in the present. It's easy to get lost in the past, thinking about all the things that went wrong or stressing about your future, wondering how it's all going to work out. But healing happens when you learn to focus on the present. The past is gone, baby, is gone, and the future is not even guaranteed. The only moment that you really have is right now. So start taking small steps every single day to enjoy the present, whether it's through like meditation, hanging out with friends, doing like whatever you want. Just enjoy your life, enjoy your present moment. If there is only one advice that I can give you, it will be trust your process. I know that one is tough. When you're deep in the healing process, it's hard to trust that things will get better. It might feel like you will never move past the pain, but trust me, things will get better. You will heal at your own pace, and you will look back one day and realize that what I felt like the worst thing ever that happened to you was actually the thing that made you stronger, that made you who you are right now. Trust your journey. Just trust the journey. Even when it doesn't make sense, just trust your process. Healing is messy and it's different for everyone. You can't just wish it away, and trying to skip over the hard parts won't help either. The truth is, there is no easy button for it. The key is to give yourself the space to feel whatever you need to feel. Don't rush it. If you need to cry, then cry. If you need to be angry, then be angry. It's all valid. And honestly, the more you try to shove those feelings down, the harder it's going to be in the long run. And you're probably going to have days where you don't feel like you're getting anywhere. But let me tell you something. Healing doesn't have a set timeline. You can't measure progress by where you sit today or even tomorrow. But if you take it one day at a time, showing up for yourself and giving yourself the permission to heal or to feel whatever you need to feel, however it comes, yeah, that's when you will start feeling lighter. It's the small things, trust me, like putting yourself first, even when it's hard. That will make a huge difference. Trust me, it will make a huge difference down the road. And when it feels like the weight of everything is just too much, remember, you're not broken. You're just in the middle of the process, and it might be messy, but you will get through this. I know that because I've been there. And when you do, you will look back and realize how much stronger you are for having gone through it. The last thing that I want to say is healing doesn't mean being perfect or even being fixed. It's just learning how to be whole with all your broken pieces, like even the ones that are cracked. Take your time with it and trust that it's okay to not have all the answers right now. It's all part of your story. You will come out of this stronger than ever. Just keep showing up for yourself, little by little. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you find your way to heal. Take care and trust your process. Just trust your process.